The fact that you just traded on that proves that you can't be trusted.
Hands in the air, turn around slowly.
I cannot believe you just asked me
You
that.
respected me enough not to lie to my face.
We took that final step and lived to tell the tale.
Welcome to General Hospital Media. And if you are not sitting down right now, you need to stop everything and take a seat, because what just went down in Port Charles on Monday is the kind of explosive, jaw-dropping television that reminds you exactly why General Hospital has kept fans hooked for decades. We are talking bombshell proof, a hand that got absolutely destroyed, and one of Port Charles' most beloved men getting slapped in handcuffs. This is not a drill. This is not a rumor. This is happening, and we are breaking it all down for you right now. But before we dive in, if any of what I just said has your heart racing a little, good. Because spoilers are ahead, and today's episode delivered on every single one of them. Let's start where the energy was absolutely electric, with Jocelyn Jacks. Now, if you have been following this storyline, you already know that Jocelyn has been quietly, carefully, and with everything she has, trying to prove that Anna Devane is not the villain that some people in this town have been painting her to be. Jocelyn has never been the type to sit back and let injustice slide. She grew up watching strong women fight, and she has that same fire burning inside her. And on Monday, that fire finally paid off. Jocelyn found proof. Real, concrete, undeniable proof connected to Anna. Now the details of exactly what this evidence is are still unfolding, but what we know is that this discovery is significant enough to shift the entire landscape of what has been happening with Anna's situation in Port Charles. Think about what that means. For anyone who has been standing by Anna, believing in her, defending her when others looked away, this is the moment that validates everything. Jocelyn did not just stumble onto something small. This is the kind of find that changes the conversation. It puts names on the line. It points fingers in new directions. And it threatens to unravel a very carefully constructed web of deception that someone, or several someones, have been spinning for a long time. You have to give Jocelyn credit here. She is not a detective by title. She is not law enforcement. But she has always had this relentless instinct for truth. And watching her chase it down with this level of determination is exactly the kind of character work that makes General Hospital storytelling so deeply satisfying. When she found that proof, you could feel the weight of it, the relief, the vindication, and then almost immediately, the fear. Because finding proof like this does not make you safer. It makes you a target. Now let's pivot to the moment that had jaws on the floor, Isaiah's hand. If the name Isaiah has been sending a chill down your spine lately, there is a very good reason for that. This man has been operating in the shadows of Port Charles with a quiet, calculating menace that is genuinely unsettling. He has been pulling strings, making threats, and moving through this town like someone who believes they are completely untouchable. Well, on Monday, that sense of untouchability met a very rude awakening. Isaiah's hand was shattered. And let's be clear about the word shattered. This was not a minor injury. This was not a graze or a stumble. This was a devastating, violent, consequential moment that screams that someone in Port Charles has finally decided to stop playing defense. The show did not spell out every detail in a neat little bow, and honestly, that is part of what makes it so gripping. The circumstances around how this happened, who was involved, and what it means for Isaiah's next move are questions that are already swirling across the fandom. But what we do know is that a man who has been untouchable just got touched. Hard. And in a world where power is everything, losing the physical and symbolic strength of your own hand sends a message that no amount of money or manipulation can completely silence. What does this mean for Isaiah going forward? Does it slow him down? Does it make him more dangerous because now he is wounded and furious? Anyone who has ever watched a General Hospital villain get backed into a corner knows that cornered is when they become the most unpredictable. The hand may be shattered, but the threat is very much alive. And that tension is going to carry into every scene he is part of from this point forward. But the moment that may have hit hardest, the one that felt like a gut punch wrapped in heartbreak, was the arrest of Curtis Ashford. Curtis, arrested. Take a moment with that. Because if you have been watching Curtis's journey over the years, you know how much this man has been through. He has battled addiction, rebuilt his life, fought for his relationships, navigated loss, and come back from the kind of setbacks that would have broken a lesser person. Curtis Ashford is someone Port Charles has rooted for over and over again. And now he is in handcuffs. The arrest landed with enormous emotional weight, and the reactions in the room, from the people around him, from the people watching him walk away in custody, were everything. You could feel the disbelief, the anger, the helplessness. General Hospital knows how to take a moment like this and make it mean something beyond just the plot mechanics. Curtis being arrested is not just a legal development. It is a statement about power, about who gets targeted in this town, about the forces that have been quietly working against people who dare to stand up and be a part of something bigger than themselves. Now the question becomes, what exactly are the charges? What led to this moment? And more importantly, who is behind it? Because in Port Charles, arrests like this rarely happen in a vacuum. Someone wanted Curtis off the board. Someone made sure that the right calls were made, the right paperwork was filed, the right pressure was applied. This has the fingerprints of a larger conspiracy all over it, and connecting those dots is going to be one of the most compelling threads heading into the rest of this week. Here is where everything starts to tie together in a way that should have every General Hospital fan paying very close attention. Jocelyn finds proof connected to Anna. Isaiah gets his hand shattered in what appears to be a violent confrontation tied to the same web of secrets. And Curtis, a man who has been tangled in these dangerous circles by circumstance and by choice, ends up arrested. These three events are not coincidences. They are pressure points. And when you press multiple pressure points at the same time, the entire structure starts to crack. Something is breaking open in Port Charles. The people who have been operating in the dark are feeling the light start to creep in from multiple directions at once. Jocelyn's discovery is one crack. Isaiah's injury is another. Curtis's arrest, as painful as it is, may actually be the move that accelerates the unraveling, because nothing rallies people in this town faster than seeing someone they love get taken away unjustly. Think about who stands beside Curtis. Think about who loves him, who owes him, who has fought with him and for him. Those people are not going to sit quietly. And if Jocelyn's proof is as powerful as it appears to be, there is a very real possibility that the same evidence that protects Anna could also be the thing that starts to dismantle the case against Curtis. The pieces are all in motion now, and the next few episodes are going to determine whether this town's most dangerous secrets finally get dragged fully into the light. But here's the tension that is going to keep you up tonight. Even with all of this forward momentum, Jocelyn has the proof. The villain has been physically compromised. The alarm bells are ringing. Nothing is guaranteed. Not in Port Charles. Evidence disappears. Witnesses change their stories. The people with the most to lose are often the most resourceful when it comes to protecting themselves. And whoever is sitting at the top of this particular conspiracy has not shown their full hand yet. The shock of Isaiah's injury and Curtis's arrest may actually buy them time to regroup and strike back in a way no one is prepared for. That is the razor's edge this show lives on. The good people are gaining ground, but the ground is unstable, and the drop on the other side is steep. You're watching General Hospital Media, and this is the kind of episode that we live for, the kind where every storyline converges, every character's choices have consequences, and the emotional stakes are so high that you feel every single scene in your chest. Monday delivered, and if Tuesday follows through the way it looks like it will, we are in for an absolutely incredible week in Port Charles. So here's what I want to know from you. Do you think Jocelyn's proof is enough to fully clear Anna's name? Do you think Curtis's arrest is the work of Isaiah's people? Or is there someone even higher up pulling those strings? And what does a shattered hand mean for Isaiah's next move? Does it make him retreat? Or does it make him come back even more dangerous? Drop everything in the comments below, because this community has some of the sharpest minds in the General Hospital fandom, and I want to hear every single theory. If this breakdown gave you everything you needed to walk into tomorrow's episode ready, do this channel a favor. Hit that like button. Share this video with every General Hospital fan you know. And if you are not subscribed to General Hospital Media yet, right now is the moment. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a single update, recap, or spoiler drop from Port Charles. This is General Hospital Media, your source for Port Charles breaking drama, and we will be right back with more as this story continues to unfold. Port Charles is shaking. Stay close, because the next reveal is coming sooner than you think.